Good morning, class. So yesterday we talked a lot about bullying, but today I thought we'd read a book, and it's called Bullies Never Win by Marjorie Kyler. Jessica was a worrier. She worried night and day. She worried about her socks not matching and having knobby knees and losing her barrettes and not doing well in school. Raise your hand if you have something you worry about. Yeah? Do you worry about any of the same things that Jessica worries about? Yeah? About doing well in school? That's tough. But in Mr. Martin's first grade class, Jessica had a big worry. Brenda Bingley. Brenda was perfect. Her bangs were even. Her homework was always right. She wore a new outfit every day. And she scowled when Jessica did something better than she did. If Jessica got all her homework right, Brenda would say, "I bet you cheated." So Jessica hid her homework. If Jessica wore a new skirt to school, Brenda would say, "Your legs look like toothpicks." So Jessica started wearing pants. If Jessica scored at kickball, Brenda would say, "You were just lucky." So Jessica stopped playing kickball. How do you think Jessica's feeling right now? Like, yeah, probably sad, probably worried. Yeah, because she worries a lot, right? Worried about what Brenda will do. Brenda never asked Jessica to sit with her at lunch. Instead, Brenda sat with all her friends and Jessica sat alone. Jessica got tired of sitting by herself. So one day, she tried sitting at Brenda's table. "Look who's here! Toothpick!" Jessica's eyes started to sting. She blinked to keep from crying. She left the cafeteria without finishing her lunch. After school, Jessica went to her room. She stared at the wall. She worried. What terrible thing would Brenda say next? Jessica thought about Mr. Martin. He had told the class that sometimes bullies stop bullying if you just ignore them. But how could Jessica ignore a bully who was always in her face? Alright, so who remembers our talk from yesterday about bullies? Good, everyone. Okay, so raise your hand if you have something that maybe Jessica could do about her bully problem. What could she do if Brenda's bullying her? Yeah, she could talk to her about it. Yeah, she could tell a teacher. Good. Yep, she could try ignoring her. That's good. At dinner, Dad asked, "How was school?" Jessica stared at her food. "What's wrong?" asked Mom. "Nothing," said Jessica. That night, Jessica couldn't fall asleep. She squeezed her eyes shut and tried to count sheep, but instead she saw perfect little Brendas leaping over the fence. The next morning, her eyes felt as dry as sand and her stomach hurt. "Can I stay home today?" she asked Mom. Her mother felt her forehead. "You don't feel hot." "I have a stomach ache," said Jessica. "I guess you are sick," said Mom. "Go back to bed." Immediately, Jessica's stomach ache went away. So do you guys think she was really sick? No. Why do you think she maybe told her mom that she was sick? Maybe so she didn't have to go to school to see Brenda. I think so too. But she knew she couldn't avoid Brenda forever. So the following day, Jessica went to school. All morning, Jessica ignored Brenda. But at lunchtime, she discovered that Mom had packed her sandwich in Tom's lunchbox. She tried to shove it behind her back before Brenda could see, but she wasn't quick enough. "Toothpick has a boy's lunchbox," Brenda said to everyone. Jessica's cheeks felt as hot as chili peppers. How could Mom have made such a mistake? "Come sit over here," called Anita. Jessica quickly sat down next to Anita and all her friends. "That friend is such a bully," said Anita. "You should stand up to her." But Jessica couldn't. When she got home, Jessica told her mother, "You packed my lunch in Tom's lunchbox. That's a boy's lunchbox." "I was in a hurry," said Mom. "I'm sorry." She paused. What difference does it make? Your lunch is your lunch, no matter what it's packed in. It makes a big difference, said Jessica, and she burst into tears. This can't just be about lunchboxes, said Mom. It's about Brenda, said Jessica, hiccuping between sobs. She picks on me. She calls me toothpick. Today she teased me about Tom's lunchbox. That's terrible, said Mom. Have you told her how you feel? No, cried Jessica. Then she'd really make fun of me. Why don't you talk to Mr. Martin, suggested Mom. If he knew that Brenda was bullying you, he'd do something about it. That night, Jessica tossed and turned. Should she talk to Mr. Martin? Should she stand up to Brenda? So let's see, what suggestions have we had so far that she might do to stand up to Brenda? We've had that she can talk to Mr. Martin. What else? Yep, Anita said that she should stand up to her. Something her teacher said. You guys remember what her teacher's suggestion was? Yep, she could just ignore her. Let's see what she thinks of. What could she say to her? Your bangs are ugly. Your knees are flat as pancakes. Your freckles look like pimples. Are those good things to say? No, I don't think so. And if Jessica says those to Brenda, what's that make her? That makes her a bully too, right? And that's exactly what she doesn't want. She doesn't want to be a bully because she's being bullied herself. Let's see what happens. The next morning, Brenda came up behind Jessica in the hallway. Toothpick, Brenda hissed. Jessica's heart began to pound. She thought about what her mother had said. She turned around and blurted, I'm going to tell Mr. Martin if you keep picking on me. Tattletale, said Brenda, and she stuck out her tongue and ran into the classroom. At lunch, Jessica sat with Anita again. Brenda was at the next table with all her friends. Hey, Toothpick, called Brenda. Did you bring your brother's lunchbox again? No wonder you're so skinny. You eat baby food. Jessica stood up. Enough was enough. She put her hands on her hips, and in a loud voice she said, Toothpicks may be thin, but bullies never win. Brenda blushed. Her freckles turned pink. For once, she didn't say anything. Jessica threw her back her shoulders and marched out of the cafeteria. So how do you think Jessica's feeling now? Yeah, happy, proud, that's a good word. And what about Brenda? How do you think she's feeling? Yeah, maybe sad. Yeah, maybe she feels bad that she bullied Jessica. Maybe she didn't really realize she was making her so sad. At dinner, Laura asked, Did you stand up to that bully, Brenda? Why didn't she like my lunchbox? Asked Tom. Pass the spaghetti, said Dad. How'd things go? Asked Mom. I don't think Brenda will pick on me any more, said Jessica. But even if she does, I know what to do. Hooray for Jessica, said her family. Hooray for toothpicks, said Jessica. And that night, Jessica fell asleep without any more worries. All right. So, what did Jessica do to stand up to her bully? Yep. She told her that, she said that toothpicks may be thin, but bullies never win. So she told her that she was being a bully, and that bullies aren't good, right? So what if that didn't work? What if Brenda said something mean again? What else could she have done if that didn't work from there? Yeah, maybe she would have gone and told Mr. Martin, or the principal. That's good too. So for an activity, I think we're going to talk one-on-one with a partner, and we're going to come up with all the different things that we could do for to stop bullies if we have one. Okay, because I know we don't have any in this classroom, but at the same time, if you guys ever have a bully, I want you guys to know what to do. Okay?